Hello friends. In today's podcast we are going to discuss about 100 plus scientists and their inventions. These are world famous scientists and we list down their name with their discoveries. So first scientist is Isaac Newton. Newton made the significant contribution to mathematics, physics and astronomy. He formulated the law of motion and the law of universal gravitation, which explained the motion of objects and force of gravity. Second scientist is Thomas Edison. Edison is known for his numerous inventions, including the phonograph and the practical incandescent light bulb. He held over 1,000 patents and played a major role in shaping the modern world. Third most famous scientist is Albert Einstein. Einstein's theory of relativity revolutionized our understanding of space, time, and gravity. His equation E is equal to mc square is one of the most famous equations in physics and explains the relative relationship between mass and energy. Fourth scientist is Marie Curie. Curie was a pioneering physicist and chemist who conducted groundbreaking research on radioactivity. She discovered the elements polonium and radium, and her work laid the foundation for modern radiology. Fifth scientist is Nikola Tesla. Tesla's inventions and contributions of electrical engineering have had a lasting impact. He developed alternating current electrical systems, wireless transmission of energy, and contributed to the development of X-rays. Sixth scientist is Alexander Graham Bell. Bell is credited with invention of the telephone, with revolutionizing communication. He worked on the various other inventions, including a device to help deaf people hear. Seventh most famous scientist is Galileo Galilei. Galileo's observation with a telescope laid the foundation for modern astronomy. He discovered Jupiter's four largest moons, observed sunspots, and supported the heliocentric model of the solar system. Eighth scientist is Louis Pasteur. Pasteur's work in microbiology and immunization has saved countless lives. He developed the process of pasteurization to prevent food and drink contamination and created the first vaccines for rabies and anthrax. Ninth scientist is Leonardo da Vinci. While not exclusively a scientist, Da Vinci was a true polymath. His inventions and designs ranged from flying machines and armed vehicles to anatomical studies and intricate artwork. Tenth scientist is Homi Jahangir Baba. Homi Jahangir Baba was a pioneering physicist known for his work in quantum mechanics and nuclear physics. He is remembered as one of the most influential and visionary scientists of India. 11th scientist is James Clerk Maxwell. Maxwell's equation unified electricity and magnetism into a single theory of electromagnetism. His work laid the groundwork for modern communication technologies. 12th scientist is Charles Darwin. Darwin's theory of evolution by natural selection transformed our understanding of life on Earth. His book On the Origin of Species laid the foundation for modern evolutionary biology. 13th scientist is Max Planck. Planck is considered as the father of quantum theory. He introduced the concept of quantized energy levels, which led the development of quantum mechanics and revolutionized physics. 14th scientist is Werner Heisenberg. Heisenberg formulated the uncertainty principle, a fundamental concept in quantum mechanics. He also contributed to the development of matrix mechanics. 15th scientist is Jenny Goodall. Goodall groundbreaking research on wild chimpanzees transformed our understanding of animal behavior. Her long-term observation provides insight into their social structure and tool use. 16th scientist is Enrico Fermi. Fermi made significant contributions to nuclear physics and quantum theory. He led the term that achieved the first controlled nuclear chain reaction, paving the way for nuclear power. 17th scientist is Stephen Hawking. Hawking was a theoretical physicist known for his work on black holes and nature of the universe. His book, A Brief History of Time, brought complex cosmological ideas to a wider audience. 18th scientist is Ada Lovelace. Lovelace is recognized as the world's first computer programmer. She wrote the first algorithm intended to be processed by a machine for Charles Baggett's analytical engine. Barbara McClintock. McClintock was a pioneering geneticist known for her discovery of transposons or jumping genes. Her work challenged traditional view of genetic inheritance. 20th scientist is Niels Bohr. Bohr's model of the atom introduced the concept of quantized energy levels. He played a key role in the development of quantum mechanics and contributed to our understanding of atomic structure. 21 scientist is APJ Abdul Kalam. He is a renowned aerospace scientist and former president of India. He played a leading role in the development of India's missiles and nuclear weapon programs, earning him the nickname as Missile Man of India. 22nd scientist is Aristotle. Aristotle was an ancient Greek philosopher whose ideas influenced a wider range of fields. He made contributions to biology, ethics, logic, and metaphysics, shaping Western thoughts of centuries. 23rd scientist is Carl Sagan. Sagan was an astrophysicist, cosmologist, and science communicator. He popularized science through books like Cosmos and emphasizes the importance of space exploration. 24th scientist is Edwin Hubble. Hubble's observation revealed that galaxies are moving away from each other, leading to the formulation of Hubble's law and realization of the expanding universe. 25th scientist is Liz Meitner. Meitner's work contributed to the discovery of nuclear fission. Her collaboration with Otto Hahn led to the understanding of the process by which atomic nuclear split. 26th scientist is Richard Feynman. Feynman was a physicist known for his contribution to the quantum mechanics and quantum electrodynamics. He played a key role in the invention of the Space Shuttle Challenger disaster. 27th scientist is Rachel Carson. Carson's book Silent Spring played a pivotal role in the environmental movement. Her work highlighted the danger of widespread pesticide use and led to increased awareness about environmental conservation. 28th scientist is George Washington Carver. Carver was an agricultural scientist and inventor known for his research on crop rotation and promotion of alternative crops. He developed various uses for peanuts and sweet potatoes. 29th scientist is Ching Seung Wu. Wu was a prominent experimental physicist who contributed to the Manhattan Project and made significant contribution to the field of nuclear physics, including work on beta decay. 30th scientist is Alan Turing. Turing was a mathematician and computer scientist who laid the foundation for modern computer science and artificial intelligence. His work on the Turing machine and Turing test is fundamental and play a foundational role. 31st scientist is Max Born. Born was a physicist who made significant contributions to the development of quantum mechanics. He is known for the Born rule, which relates the mathematical description of a quantum system to its physical properties. 32 number scientist is Jenny Marset. Marset was a science educator and author who wrote popular introductory science books, including Conversation on Chemistry. Her books helped make scientific concepts accessible to a wider audience. 33 number scientist is Linus Pauling. Pauling was a chemist and peace activist. He made important contribution to the understanding of chemical bonds, protein structure, and vitamin C role in the health. 34 number scientist in our list is Katherine Johansson. Johansson was a mathematician at NASA who made critical calculations for space missions, including the trajectories for the first American in space and Apollo 11 moon landing. 35th scientist is Baruch Spinoza. Spinoza was a philosopher who laid the groundwork for the Enlightenment. His ideas on ethics, metaphysics, and political philosophy influenced later thinkers and other development of secularism. 36th scientist is George Mendel. Mendel is known as the father of modern genetics. His experiment with pea plants led to the formulation of Mendeleev's law of inheritance, establishing the principles of genetic inheritance. 37th scientist is Gertie Corey. Corey was a biochemist who, along with her husband Carl Corey, made groundbreaking discoveries related to carbohydrate metabolism. They won the Nobel Prize for Physiology or Medicines in 1947. 38th number scientist is James Watson and Francis Crick. Watson and Crick are credited for the discovery of the structure of DNA, which they famously described as a double helix. Their work revolutionized the field of genetics. 39th scientist is Fridtjof Nansen. Fridtjof Nansen was a Norwegian scientist, explorer, and diplomat. He made significant contributions to the oceanography and designed the Nansen bottle, a device for collecting water samples. 40 number scientist in our list is Cecilia Penny Gaposchkin. Penny Gaposchkin was a astronomer who made pioneering contributions to our understanding of the composition of stars. She correctly suggested that hydrogen is the most abundant element in stars. 41 number scientist in our list is Andreas Vesalius. Vesalius was a pioneer in human anatomy. His work, De Humani Corporis Fabrica, revolutionized the study of anatomy and laid the foundation for modern anatomical understanding. 42nd scientist is Erwin Schrödinger. Schrödinger was a physicist who developed wave mechanics, a key component of quantum mechanics. He formulated the famous Schrödinger equation, which describes the behavior of quantum system. 43rd scientist is Hedy Lamarr. Lamarr was an actress and inventor who co-developed frequency hopping spectrum technology, which later became the basis for modern wireless communication and Bluetooth. 44th scientist is John Bardeen and Walter Brattain. Bardeen and Brattain, along with William Shockley, developed the first practical point contact transistor, a groundbreaking invention that revolutionized electronics. 45th scientist is Richard Dawkins. Dawkins is a biologist and science communicator known for his work on evolution and natural selection. His book, The Selfish Gene, popularized gene-centered view of evolution. 46th scientist is Rita Levi-Montalcini. Levi-Montalcini was a neuroscientist who discovered nerve growth factor, a key protein that plays a crucial role in the development and maintenance of nerve cells. 47th scientist is Jack Kilby. Kilby was an electrical engineer who co-invented the integrated circuits microchip, which is fundamental to modern electronics and development of computer and electronic devices. 48th scientist is Chandrasekhar. Subramaniam Chandrasekhar was an astrophysicist who made significant contributions to our understanding of stellar evolution and black holes. He formulated the Chandrasekhar limit. 49th scientist is Rosalind Yellow. Yellow was a physicist and co-winner of Nobel Prize in Physics or Medicines for developing radioimmunoassay, a technique used to measure concentration of biological substances. 50th number scientist is Michael Faraday. Faraday was a pioneering experimentalist in the field of electromagnetism. He discovered electromagnetic induction, which forms the basis of electric generators and transformers. 51st scientist is Carl Friedrich Gauss. Gauss was a mathematician known as the Prince of Mathematicians. He made significant contributions to number theory, algebra, and geometry, and his work had a profound impact on mathematics. 52nd scientist is Emmy Noether. Noether was a mathematician who made groundbreaking contribution to abstract algebra and theoretical physics. Her work on symmetry and conservation laws paved the way for modern physics. 53rd scientist is Emily Du Châtelet. Du Châtelet was a mathematician, physicist, and author. She made significant contributions to understanding energy and concept of conservation of energy in mechanics. 54th scientist is Craig Venter. Venter is a biologist and entrepreneur who played a pivot role in the sequencing of the human genome. He is known for his contribution to genomics and synthetic biology. 55th scientist is Edward Jenner. Jenner was a physician and pioneer of vaccination. He developed the smallpox vaccine, which laid the foundation for modern immunization practices. 56th scientist is Ramanujan. Srinivasa Ramanujan was a self-taught Indian mathematician who made remarkable contributions to number theory and mathematical analysis, even in isolation from the mathematical community. 57th scientist is Jocelyn Bell Burnell. Bell Burnell is an astrophysicist who discovered pulsars while still a graduate student. Her discovery earned the Nobel Prize in Physics, although she was not initially recognized. 58th scientist is Vera Rubin. Rubin was an astronomer who provided evidence for the existence of dark matter, a mysterious substance that makes up a significant portion of the universe's mass. 59th scientist is John Snow. Snow was a physician who is considered one of the founders of modern epidemiology. He traced the source of a cholera outbreak to a contaminated water pump, showing the importance of sanitation. 60th scientist is Edmond Halley. Halley was an astronomer and mathematician known for her calculating the orbit of a comet that bears his name. He also made contributions to the understanding of planetary motion. 61st scientist is Fritz Haber. Haber was a chemist who developed the Haber-Bosch process for synthesizing ammonia, revolutionizing fertilizers production and helping to address food shortage. 62nd scientist is Gertie Corey and Carl Corey. The chorus were a husband and wife team of biochemists who made groundbreaking discoveries in carbohydrate metabolism. Gertis was the first woman to win a Nobel Prize in physiology and medicine. 63rd scientist is Rudolf Virchow. Virchow was a physician and pathologist who emphasizes the importance of cellular pathology. He made significant contributions to the understanding of disease and cell theory. 64th scientist is Edward O. Wilson. Wilson is a biologist and researcher known for his work in sociobiology and the study of ants. He has played a significant role in advancing the field of biodiversity and conservation. 65th scientist is Kip Thorne. Thorne is a theoretical physicist known for his contributions to gravitational physics and astrophysics. He was awarded the Nobel Prize for his role in detecting gravitational waves. 66th scientist is Richard Leakey. Leakey is a paleoanthropologist and conservationist known for his discoveries of early human fossils in Africa. He has also been an advocate for wildlife conservation. 67th scientist is Sidney Brenner. Brenner was a biologist who played a key role in deciphering the genetic code and understanding how genes regulate development. He receives the Nobel Prize for his contributions. 68th scientist is Paul Dirac. Dirac was a theoretical physicist who made groundbreaking contributions to quantum mechanics and quantum field theory. He formulated the Dirac equation to describe the behavior of electrons. 69th scientist is Alessandro Volta. Volta was a physicist known for inventing the first electrical battery known as the voltaic pill. This invention marked a significant advancement in the field of electricity. 70th scientist is Franklin Chang Diaz. Chang Diaz is a physicist and former NASA astronaut who developed advanced propulsion technologies, including the variable specific impulse magnetoplasma rocket VASIMR. 71 number scientist is Gertrude Elion. Elion was a pharmacologist who played a key role in the development of numerous drugs, including those for organ transplant recipients and treatment for leukemia and herpes. 72nd scientist is Tim Berners-Lee. Berners-Lee is an inventor and computer scientist who is credited with creating the World Wide Web, revolutionizing the way information is shared and accessed online. 73rd scientist is Eduardo Kac. Kac is a contemporary artist who works with biotechnology and genetics, known for his bio art projects such as GFP bunny, where he created a rabbit with a green fluorescent protein. 74th scientist is Johannes Brill. Brill was an aerospace engineer who made important contributions to rocket propulsion systems. She received a National Medal of Technology and Innovations for her work. 75th scientist is Jennifer Doudna and Emmanuel Charpentier. Doudna and Charpentier co-developed the CRISPR-Cas9 gene editing technology, a revolutionary tool that allows for precise modification of DNA sequences. 76th scientist is Lynn Margulis. Margulis was a biologist who proposed the endosymbiotic theory, explaining the origin of eukaryotic cells through the incorporation of symbiotic prokaryotic organisms. 77th scientist is Rosalind Franklin. Franklin's X-ray diffraction work was crucial in understanding the structure of DNA. Her findings played a pivotal role in the discovery of DNA double helix. 78th number scientist in our list is Claude Shannon. Shannon was a mathematician and electrical engineer, known as the father of information theory. He laid the foundation for digital circuits design and data compression. 79th scientist was Alfred Wegener. Wegener was a meteorologist and geophysicist who proposed the theory of continental drift, suggesting that continents were once a part of a single supercontinent called Pangaea. 80th number scientist is Evelyn Boyd Granville. Granville was one of the first African American women to earn a PhD in mathematics. Her contributions to computing include programming for IBM and working on trajectory analysis for space missions. 81st scientist is Hans Geiger. Geiger was a physicist who co-invented the Geiger-Müller counter, an instrument used to detect and measure ionizing radiation. It was widespread applications in various fields. 82nd scientist is Mary Anning. Anning was a pioneering paleontologist who made significant discoveries of prehistoric marine fossils, contributing to the understanding of ancient life forms. 83rd scientist is Ernest Haeckel. Haeckel was a biologist, philosopher, and artist known for his work on evolution and his popularization of the idea of recapitulation in embryonic development. 84th scientist is Robert Hooke. Hooke was a polymath who made significant contributions to physics, biology, and microscopy. He coined the term cell to describe biological structures and formulated Hooke's law in physics. 85th scientist is Eratosthenes. Eratosthenes was an ancient Greek mathematician, astronomer, and geographer. He accurately measured the Earth's circumference using simple geographic principle. 86th scientist is Ivan Pavlov. Pavlov was a physiologist known for his research on classical conditioning, demonstrating how animals can be conditioned to associate a neutral stimulus with a specific response. 87th scientist is Margaret Mead. Mead was an anthropologist who made significant contributions to cultural anthropology. Her research explored the way in which culture and society shape human behavior. 88th scientist is Crick and Watson. James Watson and Francis Crick are credited with the discovery of the structure of DNA, which they famously described as a double helix. Their work revolutionized the field of genetics. 89th scientist is Cesar Milstein. Milstein was an immunologist who co-developed monoclonal antibody technology, a breakthrough with applications in medical research, diagnostics and therapy. 90th scientist is John Dalton. Dalton was a chemist and physicist who formulated the modern atomic theory, proposing the matter is composed of indivisible atoms with distinct properties. 91st scientist is Daniel Bernoulli. Bernoulli was a mathematician and physicist known for his work on fluid dynamics and Bernoulli's principle, which describes the relationship between fluid pressure and speed. 92nd scientist is Maria Mitchell. Mitchell was an astronomer who discovered a comet and became the first American woman to work as a professional astronomer. She also promoted women's education in science. 93rd scientist is Ibn al-Haytham, also known as Al-Hazin. He was a pioneer in optics and experimental scientific methodology. His work laid the foundation for modern optics and scientific method. 94th scientist is Jacques Cousteau. Cousteau was a marine explorer and inventor who co-developed the aqualung and which revolutionized underwater exploration. He also raised awareness about marine conservation. 95th scientist is Mae Jemison. Jemison is an astronaut and physician, becoming the first African American woman to travel in space. Her contributions to science include biomedical research and fostering STEM education. 96th number scientist is Robert Boyle. Boyle was a chemist and physicist who formulated Boyle's law, describing the relationship between the pressure and volume of a gas, which contributed to the understanding of gases. 97th scientist is Baroness Karin Blixen. Blixen, also known as Isaac Dinesen, was a Danish author and storyteller who chronicled her experiences as a coffee plantation owner in Kenya, captured the essence of Africa. 98th scientist is George Gamow. Gamow was a physicist and cosmologist known for his contribution to the understanding of the Big Bang theory and nuclear reactions in stars. 99th scientist is Franz Boas. Boas was an anthropologist known for his advocacy of cultural relativism and his contributions to the field of cultural anthropology, emphasizing the importance of fieldwork. 100th number scientist in our list is Sally Ride. Ride was an astronaut and physicist who became the first American woman in space. She later worked in education promoting science education for young students. Dear friends, these are the sum of world famous 100 scientists and their field of work and their inventions discoveries. You can learn about more scientists from our website www.chemistrynotesinfo.com. Link to this articles on famous scientists is given in the description of this podcast episode. Thank you to listening this podcast. If you find it interesting, please do follow and subscribe this podcast. Also do not follow us on YouTube and Instagram to learn more about science and education. Thank you to listening this podcast.